Hello guys, today I'm going to walk you guys through my very first project that I did in the Oasis Infobyte internship program. This first project was about exploratory data analysis on retail sales data. So we are going to start right away. So I started with importing Pandas, and we called it PD. Then we loaded our data set. Please take note that I had already uploaded this to the Jupyter Notebook homepage, so that's why I just loaded it straight away. I did not include the file directory. And then DF head to check our first 5 rows as well as the tail. Then we started our exploratory data analysis by using the df info function to check. Here we're checking the names of the columns, number of entries per column, and then the null values, and then the data type. To pay attention to the importance of this is that some of these data types will be very significant in the future, as we shall see, especially the date, which is object in this case. So again, we went on to drop duplicates, but we found no duplicates. Our original table had 1,000 rows and 9 columns. So this is also another way to check the null values. There were 0 null values in all columns, and this data was pretty clean. So no null values, no duplicates. So we then proceeded to do some descriptive analysis, descriptive statistics, to get the mean, the median, which is the 50% value, and the standard deviation. So to do that, we use describe. So as you can see, and this describe is so efficient. It only shows us the columns where the data type was integers or numbers, if you prefer to call it that way. So from here you can check your mean values for age, quantity, price, and total amount, as well as standard deviation, the minimum, maximum, and then the 50% value is the median value. So the describe does not give us the model values, so we use df.mod, and we use drop na to remove the other columns, because if you do not add this, we shall have a couple of model values. So we just want the highest model value, and we don't want null values as well. So we went ahead to order the data by date, because at this point we wanted to do the time series analysis, wanted to see product performance over time. So I used the df.sort values, and we're sorting, or we're ordering by the date column. So as you can see here, now we are starting from 2023 January 1st, which wasn't the case in the previous. If you check here, it was 2023 24th of November. So after ordering, we shall import libraries, that is matplotlib as plt and cbon as sns. And then, like I said, the data type, we shall convert the date data type to date time from object, to make our analysis smooth. So once we have done that, we are going to plot a line plot of total amount, which is that against the time. So if you check this plot, you cannot really get any trend, or you cannot get a clear picture of how the sales were moving over time. So I went ahead and decided to do this time series per month. So to do this, I first created the month and year columns using since we already converted our data type in the date column to date time. It is very easy for Pandas to now recognize the month and the year. So we use this to create the month and the year columns. After creating these columns, we went ahead and we calculated the monthly sales, or the total monthly sales. So here we use group by. So here we said data frame, and then we grouped by the year and the month, and then we got the sum of the total amount that is per month in a given year. Yeah, so after that we created a column known as monthly sales, so that we can then generate a plot of monthly sales against dates. And this is how our trend came out. Now you can easily see a small rise, then a fall in August, and then it increased and fell again. So at least you can see how the sales were going per month compared to the previous one. So after that, I decided to drop the columns I had created, and I now wanted to go ahead and do customer and product analysis. Now this is by choice, but I just wanted to regain my original data. So that's a visualization of the first 10 columns. Remember, it's still ordered by date. So product and customer analysis. So to do this, I wanted to see how the different age groups, the purchasing power or their preferences to the different products, and overall which age groups were doing, how the different age groups were behaving or purchasing our products. So I created age groups with difference of 10. So I started from 10 years to 19, then 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, and 50 plus. After which I calculated the total amount spent by each age group. So we also use group by here. We group by the age group, which is the newly formed column, age grouped, and then we sum the total amount of those different age groups. And when we print it out, we see that the 50 plus spent the most amount of money, and 10 to 19 spent the least amount of money. Then here we're trying to see how the different age groups prefer the different products, or their purchasing power vis-a-vis the different products. So again, we grouped by the age group and the product category, and then we got the total amount spent by those different age groups on those different products. Then we visualized the data, keeping in mind that in the x-axis we shall see the age groups, and then on the y is the total amount spent, and then on the different products. So as you can see, overall the 10 to 19, they spent less, And even though the 20 to 29 really purchased clothing, the 50 plus overall spent more money. And then 30 to 39 and 40 to 49 was really close. And then again, I was testing the gender, trying to see the spending patterns of the different genders. In this case, we had male and female. So I wanted to calculate the total amount spent by each gender. And to do that, we had to group by the gender column, and then we get the sum of the total amount of money spent by the different genders. When we print that out, we see that the females spent about 10,000 or 9,000 more than males overall. When we visualize this, that is our beautiful bar graph that we plotted. And then also try to see the different genders, what do they prefer or what do they purchase more. To do this, again, we group by gender and the product category, and then we sum the total amount. When we do that and we visualize, we can clearly see that it is not a shock that the females tend to buy more of the clothing products than others, than electronics and beauty. And then the males, again, not surprisingly, tend to buy more of the electronics. Then total amount spent by the average male or vis-a-vis the average female. Here we're just getting the mean spent, the mean amount of money spent by each gender. And still, even on average, the females still tend to spend about $10 more than the average male. Also, we will try to see which the total amount of money brought in by each product category. And according to our analysis, the electronics brought in the most amount of money, 156,905, followed by clothing, and then lastly, beauty. So we also plotted a bar graph to show the different expenditure patterns on those different product categories. So lastly, we looked at the total number or the quantity, the unit, the total number of units which were purchased by our clients over this period of time. And we do that by using the group by function, where we are grouping. We are trying to find the total. We're calculating the total number of items, that is quantity, sold under a given product category. And we see that beauty was the least, 771, then electronics 849, and then clothing 894. So even though electronics was not the highest, it still generated the most amount of money, meaning the units of electronics generate a little bit more money per unit compared to the other products. Then the consumption of the beauty products was basically low. So I wrote down some recommendations. You can read them. I will not go through them. But yes, those are some of the recommendations to this business owner. Thank you very much.